YouTube, what's good? Senju, back at it again with another video. For today we have the Throne and Liberty update 2.3.0. As always, the downtime for maintenance will begin at 10:30 p.m. and it will end approximately at 5:30 a.m. PST. For future reference, you guys already know, they are never on time when it comes to maintenance, so expect probably another 2 to 3 hours of a delay. If it is on time though, we will be able to race to the finish in the Star Bloom Festival event and claim the leaderboard spots for the new Dimensional Trial and Arena seasons. Also, in addition to all of that, we will have the new arc bosses for Deluge Noah and Giant Cordy releasing due to the milestone being completed. And I believe, I think Deluge Noah is on the 29th and we get Giant Cordy on the 2nd. Now, skipping past the Tico Talks and the Ion Silesium, we are going to the Star Bloom Festival event. Hopefully we get a ton of growth stones with this because I am starving for growth stones. However, race to the finish when the Star Bloom Festival event blossoms across Elysium on March 27th through April 16th. Event only morph races, unique prizes like the Rainbow Way Sheep morph, seasonal delicacies, and festive village decorations await. Spring cosmetics including the Blossom outfit and alluring weapon skins will also be available. You can check out the event announcement for additional details on all of the things that were listed above here. We have the new Dimensional Trial and Arena season starting, so the next season of Arena and Dimensional Trials starts after maintenance. Triumph in either endgame activity for unique morphs, titles, and other desirable rewards. Even if you fall short on your goal during one round, failure is sometimes the best lesson for improvement. Another effective way to get better is through these tips from Twitch creators Norganon, Triple H, and Grenton. Now, upcoming arc bosses. Topple the new arc bosses like Deluge Noah and Giant Cordy for unique rewards on your way to the throne. Deluge Noah, that is such a nice thumbnail, honestly. Now, long ago, Deluge Noah, a Lightbringer Society wizard, harnessed Quietesis' heart. I've never been able to say this. I think it's Quietesis' heart to stop the Shadowmancers invading Einar Temple. However, using this forbidden power sent her into a frenzied state, and she was transformed into a monstrous being. She has been encased in frozen armor and wields a colossal icy spear, and will pose a challenging threat. The first Deluge Noah boss is going to be available on the 29th, as I said. That is very nice. Giant Cordy, a tiny poisonous mushroom spore landed on a fragment of Sylvest star, absorbing ritual energy and mana before transferring its consciousness into another spore. This spore infected a Chief Metron seed on Mount Snowborn, taking control of its host and absorbing ambient mana to grow tremendously strong. The resulting creature, known as the Giant Cordy, has been linked to numerous disappearances in the Snowburn district. The first Giant Cordy arc boss battle will take place on April the 2nd. I'm actually so excited for Giant Cordy just because of the way my man looks. Look at how clean this dude is. Like, this actually gets me so excited for the raids that we're supposed to be having coming out soon, because the bosses in this game are already grand, and just knowing how much effort they put into making their bosses unique, man, I cannot wait for the raid. I'm so hyped for that. Dimensional Trials added the ability to use party matchmaking to form Dimensional Trial groups, access through the co-op dungeon Dimensional Trial tab. Dimensional Trials now drop epic runes, which are the purple runes, and have received additional loot table updates. Boy oh boy, if you flooded the loot table with some hot garbage so we can't get the runes, I'm going to have a fit. Don't you do it. Although adding party matchmaking was a giant W, because people, even in guilds, always didn't have a party to grind, which slowed down rune progression. Bosses. Field boss. As of March the 20th, Dominion bosses will now slowly lose HP over time after 20 minutes have passed until they reach 10% HP remaining. With the addition of this change, the previous 30% HP reduction to overall Dominion boss HP has been removed. Arc bosses. Reduce the preparation phase after entering an arc boss portal to 1 minute from 5 minutes. This is just a copy and paste from the field boss change earlier. Arc bosses. With the unlock of arc boss fights for Deluge Noah and Giant Cordy, their respective fragment items may now be obtained from Amatoy Expedition and Fishing Reward pouches. Bosses. Guild portals now attempt to matchmake earlier than Dominion and Peace portals at the 3-minute mark, allowing players who fail to find a guild portal match additional time to participate in one of the other modes. Oh, this is what he was talking about yesterday, because there was a big issue with guilds not being able to actually find matches. So if you happen to be one of those guilds that are trying to do the inter server guild battle and you don't get matched, it will actually end the matchmaking 3 minutes into it, so that you're able to either go through Dominion or the Peace Portal. Now, General Arena anonymized the names of arena opponents on the matchmaking and mid-match screens. Opponent names will now be displayed on the results pop-up at the end of the matches. World adjusted a piton in Burkent manner that could appear to be floating in midair at lower graphic settings. Cooking grilled crowned fish. Added Silesium carp as an eligible fish ingredient for this recipe. That's actually a nice buff to that food. Twisted Laboratory Kaiser Crimson. Added numbers to the fear overhead visual effect. Okay. Items. Added tooltip indicators for items that could be acquired through dissolving. Increased item stack limits for potions and food items. It's actually very nice. Poultry type cooking ingredients have been consolidated to a unified bland meat ingredient. That's actually real nice too. Adjusted tab target picking to hopefully improve the logic of targets chosen based on proximity and direction from your character. Interesting. That might be the fix we were looking for. Hall of Illusion. Improved Hall of Illusion rewards by replacing rare tier runes with epic tier runes. Oh, that's huge. What? Okay, wait a minute. Hall of Illusion. Improved Hall of Illusion rewards by replacing rare tier runes with epic tier purple runes, artifacts, and replacing the tier 1 equipment chest with tier 2 tokens. Tier 5 has a chance of dropping Nebula Island accessories. Yo, they are bent on making the solo dungeon the most profitable place in the entire game, and I am here for it. Anything that doesn't require me to have 35 people just to get something simple done, I am here for it. Now, adjusted boss HP and damage output to reduce overall difficulty of tier 1 and tier 2. Added the ability for players to trigger a lifesteal effect during tier 1 through 4 to increase self-healing opportunities. Umbricon. Adjusted defensive skill timing for tier 5 to better reflect tier 1 and 4. Slightly increased the time available before Umbricon uses its execution skill in tier 5. Changed the execution skill used by Umbricon in tier 1 to tier 4 to deal damage instead of instant death. They nerfed the hot mess out of Umbricon, as they should. Instant wipe mechanics based on a mechanic like perfect dodging when you don't have any stamina for half these classes anyway was not a good idea. This is much better. Good job. Longbow, deadly marker, cooldown reduction effect no longer stacks even if multiple deadly markers are applied to the target. No longer affected by evasion. Ooh, deadly marker can still miss based on weaken resistance. Oh, that is huge. Okay, added weaken tag to the deadly marker tooltip, so now it's weaken deadly marker. Yo, they nerfed the hot mess out of deadly marker, as they should. Now hit flash wave. Flash wave shouldn't deal damage, it should just be a heal. Zephyr's knock. Added additional 20% damage versus NPC targets. Decisive sniping, decisive bombardment. Increased damage bonus against NPC targets from 60% to 85%. Brutal arrow. Added additional 100% damage versus NPC targets effect. And strafing increased damage bonus against NPC targets from 15 to 25%. Wand. Curse explosion. Improved hit area detection for instant damage. And then we have a bunch of UI changes. For the auction house, they moved the lithograph auction listings to their own category. They swapped the order of the equipment sync and combat setting buttons in the UI for the character buttons window. They added the ability to hide certain UI elements from the edit HUD customization, which is actually pretty good. They added icon indicators for a target's species type, which I've been waiting on those for a hot minute, so thank goodness. Now we can plainly see which enemies we're fighting, so we know which ones to actually put buffs against or debuffs against. They added additional highlighting on target of target nameplates to improve indication of the sub targets. Again, too much targeting issues, just simplify it. Ornate coin shop replaced missing text descriptions on several items. Huge bonuses here. So overall, hey, the buffs and nerfs to longbow are well deserved. Instant W, obviously the star of the show. Hall of Illusion getting a massive buff and a massive nerf to the most annoying boss in the entire game. I don't care if you could actually hit all 7 of these perfect wrath attacks. That was unnecessary. That was just lazy design. It needed to be changed. Good job. Making it so that we could possibly get Nebula Island accessories at tier 5. Hey, I'm pretty sure the drop rate is going to be like 0.02, but still, it's going to be there. Not everything is going to be dropping on Nebula Island. That is a huge W there. And then finally, making sure that we actually have worth it reason to drop and play for actual dimensional trials. Yo, we love to see it. Good job. Another W patch, another bunch of good changes. I'm excited. Let's get into it. Make sure you guys leave a like. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're not part of the community already, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.